better get ready. Oh no. Oh, oh, oh. All I need is you. All I need is you.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Qadash Farm. Here we believe preparation is the key to reparation. Well, today on this video I want to talk to you about my family's journey to the country and how important it was for us to find the right real estate agent. Now let me start here at this point. We've rented all of our marriage. So for more than 10 plus years, we were in apartments. We never even knew that you could rent a house. And so when we moved to Texas, we ran across some friends that informed us how easy it was to rent a house instead of an apartment. And so when we looked into doing that, we ran across a pretty good real estate agent. We found that if we used a real estate agent, we could find not only apartments, but we could also find houses with backyards where our kids could play. So we transitioned, maybe 15 years ago into renting homes. And when we came to Texas, we started renting houses and found it just the same amount. It was the same cost as an apartment. But you had to cut grass, you had to maintain it, and so on and so forth. So what is my whole point to that? When you think about moving from the city to the country, my suggestion is that you get a realtor, and if you can find a realtor that's familiar with whatever area that you're moving into, it is going to be most important. And I'll tell you why you'll get a realtor. Because when you're looking for certain properties say you want a fence on it, or you want a pond on it, or you want another building on the property, you want a realtor that when you give her and email her the specifics of what it is you want on your property, you want a realtor that's going to source those houses and those properties and spend your time when you're off work or whenever you have time to go visit these homes. She's going to take you to places that are in line with the list that you made. And so it's very important that you find a realtor that is familiar with the area you want to move into. Secondly, I would suggest that you get a realtor that is very polite, that has a great temperament, someone that is very friendly. Because while you're looking for this property, we looked at almost over 40 properties. We spent a lot of time with this realtor. You know why? Because you're going to be very picky on especially land and a property that you may be in for generations. You want someone that is going to be compassionate, empathetic, someone that's gonna understand when you get on their nerves or they get on your nerves, someone that can brush it off their shoulders, someone that's gonna have a short-term memory, because you are gonna be in the car riding with this realtor or following this realtor from place to place to place to place. It's similar to when you are just getting a regular suburban property or a piece of real estate in the city, but when you go in the country, now you got to have on the right kind of boots, the right kind of clothing to walk out in fields, because your pond might be a few acres away or a mile away. You might have to jump in a UTV or an ATV. You just never know what may lie with the property that you're looking at. So you want a realtor that's going to prepare you for that visit. Next, you want a realtor that will explain every part of the contract. Depending on whatever kind of financing you get, that has to do with the mortgage company or the lender. You want a realtor that can explain to you with the property that you're looking at, how much is the buyer's responsibility, how much is the seller's responsibility. Are there any programs that help you when you move out to the country? Are there any kind of discounts or programs going on? You want a knowledgeable realtor. My suggestion is that you do not get a brand new realtor that doesn't know much about the business when making this kind of generational decision. Finally, in the end, when you get the property that you want to be able to celebrate with that realtor. You want that realtor to be following up with you on the anniversaries of when you purchased that home. That you want them to make sure that you're still happy with that home purchase. You want them to just be involved, because I'm telling you, as much time as you spend with that agent, they're going to become like family. You want to get the right person that can handle business the right way with other realtors, because that's just something that us as regular civilians or residents, we don't want to be involved with all that agent. And they've gone through the training. They know the lingo. They know what to look for on these contracts. When you go and do your walkthroughs and do your inspections, they're going to go through everything that the seller presents to you. So you want a knowledgeable realtor that's going to look at that agreement and make sure you're not buying a bad property, that there's no hidden things lying in the inspection that you're going to have to deal with later. The realtor, whatever agency you go with, is going to be so important. So here on this video, we're really talking about the first steps. We're getting ready to go buy a piece of property. We want to make sure that your first step, besides getting your finances together, which we'll talk about in another video, we want to make sure that you, if you don't already have an agent, get a knowledgeable agent. Yeah, your family friend or your family member that has a license is cool. But man, when you're talking about moving outside of your city limits, outside of the metro, you're going to be driving more than an hour or say more than an hour or within an hour of the city. You want someone that is familiar with those areas, the history of those areas, the problems, the crime. Is there any pedophiles in that area? Just any kind of red flags of that you don't need to move into that area or in that community. You want to make sure your agent, you're comfortable enough to speak to that agent, ask them the questions, and feel confident that they're going to give you the answers for your family. Because the last thing you want to do is move into an area and you regret it after day one. You have nothing but problems upon problems with your neighbors. You got problems with the easement. You got people driving on your property. You got people hunting on your land. All those things you want to ask the questions. There's no stupid question, and any and everything that you can think of that might be a problem or that you've seen or heard, your realtor should be familiar with the area you're trying to move into and should be able to help you answer those questions if you're not moving in an area where you already have family members or friends that have established residence in that community. Once you get out in the country, and you'll be 10 to 15 minutes from the nearest hospital, from the nearest fire department, from the nearest ambulance. The further you go away where those minutes are valuable, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're going to want to be in a comfortable place where you feel safe, where you can trust your neighbors, you know your neighbors. And that is why it is very important that you get the right agent with the right experience to help you find the right property. Listen, people are moving out of the city. The properties that are available, they are going fast. So if this is something that interests you, my suggestion is that you get a professional that can get you the listing of those properties quickly. Listen, that's my video for today. Here at Qadash Farm, we believe preparation is the key to reparation. And if you prepare right, you will be successful. Thank you for watching. Get your hands dirty. As always, may Yah bless you. Yah bless. See you next time.
You gotta get ready.